Good morning, everyone. I invite you to rise with me. As we gather today here on the traditional lands of the people who signed Treaty 7, the people of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Siksika, the Kainai, and the Piikani people, the Beaver people of the Tsuut'ina Nation, the Nakota people of the Stoney Nations, we honor today the Métis people with their long and deep history on this land. I'm going to say a few things today, Council. I'm going to speak for a bit longer than I normally do in these opening remarks. And I do this after some consideration. On Friday, halfway around the world, we witnessed an act of horrific terrorism. And all of us have been called upon to respond. Now, when I was called upon to respond, and when I received so many messages saying, thinking of you, thinking of your family today, it was very sweet. It was very well-meaning. But I thought to myself, why are you thinking of me? I've never been to New Zealand. I don't know the people who were attacked. I go to Friday prayers, that's true. And I certainly have a sense of what was happening in that room prior to the moment of that bloodshed. But at the same time, my grief is not because I'm Muslim. My grief is because I'm a human being. Because those are all our people. They are all us. And yes, of course, we pray for the dead, and we pray for their families who've had their lives untimely ripped away from them. We pray for their communities so that they may heal. But while this is a time for prayer, and while this is a time for good wishes and good thoughts, it's a time for something else. The Australian commentator Wally Lee this weekend said that as horrific as he found these actions, he didn't find them shocking. He wasn't shocked when this happened. He wasn't shocked when a gunman went into a mosque in Quebec City not 2 years ago. And the reason he wasn't shocked is because this kind of action is the direct and logical consequence of actions that we see in our community every day. So I don't need to tell Canadians, Calgarians, Albertans to stand with the Muslim community, to support our Muslim brothers and sisters, because Canadians, good, decent human beings, are already doing that. But I do need to tell those who want to aspire to leadership in our community. I need to tell those who share our profession as politicians. I need to tell those who tell our stories in the media that we demand better. That it is no longer acceptable to pander to that soft term white nationalists, let's call them what they are, racists and neo-Nazis. It's no longer acceptable to pander to that and then say you're shocked when violence happens. You don't get to share a stage or a platform with white nationalists. You don't get to tell racists that they are welcome in Alberta anytime and then say your thoughts and prayers are with the victims of this work. Canadians have made their choice. Canadians say that they stand on the side of goodness and decency. And it's now time for all of those who aspire to leadership, to all politicians, to say which side they stand on. To say whether they stand with Canadians of all stripes and all faiths and all backgrounds in this magnificent pluralistic community that we've built here, or if in the pursuit of short-term gain, they stand with those who would divide and those who would hate. The choice is theirs. The choice is ours. And it is time for all of us decent human beings to make that choice. So stand with me, if you don't mind, in a moment of silence for the victims and for their families, and in a moment of contemplation for our own role in ensuring that every single person on this land gets to live a life of safety, a life of prosperity, and a life of opportunity.